Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, playing some more Scrap Mechanic. Today we're going to be doing another progress update on our town here. I've done, I would say it's quite a bit, at least it's taken a long time to do. But let's go over a couple things here. That was the junkyard from the last episode. Here's the tow truck. And today we are going to look at, let me make a right here. It's something you guys have suggested that I do. And I've actually covered two things that you guys wanted to see. The one over there, you can kind of see it from here. It's probably kind of blurry, but we'll go over that one last. The first one we're going to go over is some sort of food establishment. Like, it's nothing like specific. It's just something that you guys ask for a lot. Like, you want to see some sort of food joint, and I have delivered. Now, one thing that really bugs me, and hold on, go ahead and jump out the roof here. One thing that really bugs me in Scrap Mechanic, and I really noticed it today, is how odd the character, how short the character truly is. I don't set in third person a lot, and I didn't realize until I stood next to one of my vehicles thinking, wow, this character is really short. And I don't know what it is. Like, the way I build my buildings, he's perfectly fine. Like, he can walk up to this building and he looks like he fits. But if he goes over next to a vehicle, which, you know, you kind of have to build him big to make the seats fit and everything, he looks really small. He almost looks like a child. So I'm gonna just stay in first person, ignore any of that. But anyways, we've got a pizza joint here. This is actually, like, I pulled up a bunch of pictures on Google Images, and this probably closely resembles, it's called like a Boston pizza. I know nothing about the restaurant, but I know that the building itself is actually really nice, so I modeled it after that. Over there to the left, you've just got a crappy old coupe or car, whatever you want to call it. It's modeled like it's supposed to be like the delivery vehicle. There's nothing really special about it. I'll let you see it here in a second. Let's go ahead and go inside. This interior actually took a while. Actually, the whole thing took a while. I like the outside a lot. Let's see. Let's go ahead and open up the doors here. I'm gonna get rid of the UI. And here we go. We've got a nice area. Just a whole nice area. A dining area, a bar. Everything is really nice in here. Now you can walk around. You've got tons, well, I wouldn't say tons of tables. You've got enough tables in here. I was gonna try to make them a little bit closer together, but I left the big gaps because, like I said, the way the character is, I wanted to make it look like he could actually use them. And the way this area kind of turned out, I had to space them apart. We've got that. You got the little hostess stand here, or whatever you want to call that. You've got the bar area, complete with TVs. You got the huge TV in the back, and you got the sideways TVs here, so you can check those out. And we're gonna actually walk behind the bar here. You got a little area you can work around in. Let's see. That's the controller for the TVs. I just put them at an angle. And you've got just some random stuff back here. It's always kind of hard to make clutter in Scrap Mechanic because you just have to almost pretend that certain items are things that they really aren't. So, got that. You've got a kitchen area back here, which isn't really big. Like I said, think of my town, you know, I do all these buildings, but a lot of times I have to just scale them down. If not, I'd have really huge buildings. And that's something I want to kind of avoid in Scrap Mechanic. If you're wondering what this door is here, it just takes you out to the back of the restaurant. But yeah, it's one thing I want to avoid in Scrap Mechanic. I don't want huge buildings because the more blocks, the more lag, the more of everything. Like, I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to make this town as populated as possible, but I'm trying to do it, you know, with trying to save some sort of lag. But yeah, I've got that. I've got a small bathroom over here. Just trying to keep everything as realistic as possible. You've got my sad attempt at a urinal. It actually came out kind of bad. I wonder if I just shaved off that one layer. Let's do that. Nope, that still looks bad. That doesn't look as bad, but still, I'll have to figure that one out. Okay, let's go ahead and close that. But yeah, really nice area. I really, like, this is probably my favorite interior that I've done so far. But anyways, let's go out here and check out the vehicle. Like I said, nothing special. I was trying to think of like a logo to put on here. And, you know, I tried to put like a piece of pizza on top of it and it just didn't look right. So I went ahead and just put the signage out front and the logo on top of the cars, just kind of like one of those little signs. There's nothing fancy to it. I almost put a piece of pizza on top of here, and it would be kind of cool if it spun around, but probably wondering why it's not the colors of the actual restaurant itself. But it's like one of those things, a lot of times you see delivery vehicles, they're not like dedicated to that restaurant. There's somebody's personal vehicle and they just stick a little bit of signage on it. And that's basically what this is. And then it just really gives you guys another vehicle to play around with in Scrap Mechanic. But yeah, nothing fancy with this one. I'll just kind of drive it around for a second. Actually, I'll just drive it into the sign. Let's go ahead and get it going here. I'm gonna make a block, and we're gonna go around to the thing that you saw last episode. And I hadn't completed it, I just built the shell, but I actually completed the building and I added a really special vehicle in here. Now, it's something that I've done before, and the video itself didn't get that many views. It's pretty close to the same design, but there's a couple things that have changed. But yes, we do now have a fire station, and we have a, whoa, okay. We have a fire station and we have a fire truck. I don't know what was wrong with this vehicle here. Let me get it over here and get out of it. Also, I've explained this many times. If you see the lines in the road, I'm working on trying to make this thing run as smooth as possible. So there is a method to the madness here with the lines, and I will correct these eventually. But yeah, here's the new building and the new vehicle. Now, one thing you're probably wondering, why isn't there like a garage door on here? Haven't designed one yet. I'm debating if I want to or not. You know, all these bearings in this world can really put a lot of stress on it. So somebody suggested that I actually just make it look like the garage door is open and just leave it up there permanently. And I might do that, so. Anyways, before we check out the vehicle, let's go ahead and go in the fire station. Now, the fire station itself is not complicated at all. It's like nothing like that restaurant over there. It's really simple. You've got a dining area in here, a little kitchen, little couch and setting area. And like I said, nothing fancy at all in here. Over here to the right, you got the showers, bathroom. Let's see, to the left, here's all the beds. I don't really expect to spend much time in this building. Realistically, I probably could have just kept it as like some sort of shell, but I'm pretty sure you guys like to go in here and discover all the areas, so that's why I actually made an interior here. Now, I might make those a little bit bigger. Like, these actually look like they're close to scale, but I don't know, that just bugs me. And maybe I should just stay out of third-person camera, but it's only when I go in there and I start looking at stuff, I'm like, oh, is this... The scaling seems weird on this. I'm actually going to add one layer to this and make it just a bit taller. Anyways, we can use this door over here to go out to the garage. And here is the fire truck. Now, let me go ahead and put this on a lift and get it out here. And break it down a little bit. Nope, completely missed, I guess. Now, there's one thing you're going to notice about this fire truck, and I'm still coming up with a design. It's a stubby fire truck. I'm pretty sure there's a name for these. I'm pretty sure it's not stubby, but it's one of the fire trucks that doesn't have like the full ladder on the top. It's not one of the really stumpy ones, but it's not one of the huge ones that actually has the full ladder on it. The other fire truck I did probably 20 something episodes ago had a ladder on it, and I wasn't really happy with the ladder system that I had. I think I had it hooked up to electric motors, and there was another cockpit or a seat on there, and it could raise and lower, but it's kind of awkward looking. So I'm still trying to think of one. I could just put it on a controller, but I would like to be able to control it, you know, not just have it go into one set position. So still thinking about what I'm going to do there. I'm not 100% sure. But spiderweb wise, actually not that complicated. There's a lot of things on here that are just for show. Like, you see all the buttons, that's just this midsection. None of these actually do anything. The buttons on the sides, there's all these doors that actually open up for storage. Let's see, using the triple suspension in the back and the double in the front. All these doors here actually open up, and there's quite a bit of room to seat quite a few people. Now, I don't know if this is true everywhere, but when I made that last episode about the fire truck, I had the bars on the back. You know, in a lot of movies you see the fire firefighters holding onto the back of the truck. Well, I actually had a firefighter point out that, you know, that's not really a thing anymore. They don't ride on the back. It's for safety, obviously safety reasons for the firefighters, but also there was reports of them, like when they're going down the highway, they'll lose a helmet. Helmet will go bouncing and hit a car. It's not a good thing for anybody. To be honest with you, normally these things have a big sign on the back that says stay back like 500 feet or however much it is, but yeah, pretty detailed little vehicle. I really like the back. The section looks pretty good. I wish you can climb that ladder. Now, some people say that you can put it at an angle and actually go up it, but it's not. It's going to look really weird at an angle, so there's not really much up there anyways. That's normally where they store the hoses. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the cockpit here. Gonna have a look around. Now, it does seat 6 here in the just the main area. So that's quite a bit of area. Let's go ahead and open everything up. There we go, the sides open. So yeah, you can stuff everybody in there. It actually drives fairly well. Of course, it's really top heavy. I did make it completely out of metal, and that's just something that I have the tendency to do because I like the way the metal texture looks. I do make some of my vehicles out of the concrete, but I don't know, it just doesn't look as good. Like, I love the way that metal looks. Now, this thing, you can imagine it's kind of hard to turn. It is a really long vehicle, but hey, once you get it going, and it's actually got decent speed, it is running just off of gas motors. Now, I probably could have done the electric motor, but gas seems to have enough speed for this thing. To be honest with you, I don't even think I have it up all the way. You can kind of see him under the body there. But yeah, handle's really nice. Now, there's a couple things that I want to go over here with the city. I know today was really only well, actually it's 2 buildings and 2 cars. That's about the pace I've been going at with these updates, because some of these buildings, they take a long time, and this fire truck itself took about 2 hours to do. I originally, I came up with one design, and then it came to the scaling problem again because I put it right beside the one of the other vehicles, and the other vehicle, which is supposed to be like a normal 2-seater vehicle, was actually a little bit bigger than the fire truck, and I was like, oh, this is not gonna work. So I had to rebuild it, which took some time, but really happy with the way it came out. Now, I'm gonna talk a little bit about what we're gonna do. You guys wanna see houses and some sort of residential area. Well, that's not gonna happen here in the town. The town here, I'm gonna kind of surround it with all these little businesses. I've got a couple other plans. I wanna see a bank. Some people talk about a hospital. I know that's something you guys wanna see, so that's kind of in the works. I've got some lots kind of already pre-built here. I've got a couple on the back side. But what I'm thinking for a residential area. Now, let me go around here. You're gonna see a couple pillars. Maybe I should take a vehicle that's actually a little easier to drive. But yeah, you're gonna see some pillars over here. And whoa, that's a lot of lag right here. Maybe I've got too much in one area. There we go. But yeah, these pillars are representing something that I think I'm gonna do here in the future. If you guys wanna see a residential area, I don't wanna mix it in with the city. But the terrain is so uneven right here that I'm having issues finding a big open area to build houses. So I'm thinking that we're gonna elevate some road, almost like an elevated highway. Not as wide as a highway, it's not gonna be some big 3-lane road. But I need to elevate it, and I need to find a place on this map that has a big flat area like this area. If I can find that, that will be where the neighborhood is. It's just gonna be making a road network that will actually travel over to that. It's gonna be the challenge. Now you could say to yourself, well, you can just drive off road and go to another neighborhood, but I would actually like to see a concrete road that leads to the other area. Another thing you're probably asking, why don't you use this middle area? Well, obviously you can see the land here is absolutely terrible. What I'm thinking for this middle area, if I can do it, this looks almost like a construction site, to be honest with you. The way the mounds are built up. I could probably put some construction vehicles in here, maybe some buildings that aren't quite finished. And I think it would look really good here in the middle. But yeah, I need to go find that flat area, and I'm not sure which direction. I've got roads that stop there. Over to the right, they stop over there where the pillars are. I've got them over I think each corner basically has roads leading out. So as soon as I discover and like walk around the area and figure out exactly where I want to go, that's where we're gonna build some residential things. But we're still gonna do stuff in the town. Like I want to do the bank, I want to do the hospital. The bank would include an armored van. The hospital, of course, will have a ambulance. These are things that I've already built before, and you know, if I could just take the blueprints, like I know that's a thing in the future, and copy them over to this world, that would be great, but I can't, so I kind of have to build stuff that I've already built before. But it actually, you know, to be honest with you, it works out for the channel because a lot of those older videos don't have that many views, so I know a lot of you guys haven't seen those. So, I mean, showing those again is not really necessarily a bad thing. So we're gonna do a lot of those. I really wish that tree wasn't in the way because this road would be perfect just to go straight out. I'm thinking, I don't know, I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with everything, but keep commenting, keep giving me those great suggestions. Most of them have been great. A couple of suggestions have been a little unreasonable, like, you know, something completely huge that would look awkward in the town, but for the most part, they're really good. Like, I'm really happy with the suggestions, and I'm listening to them. I'm gonna try to respond to as many as possible. Same with making them. You guys understand how these worlds sometimes work. The game's getting better though. It's getting more optimized, stuff's running better. So as long as they keep updating, I have a feeling we can continue this world. But anyways, we're gonna do some turmoil tomorrow. I'm gonna start working on this. I should have some time this week to get some decent progress done. Like I said, the way we're breaking these builds down, normally it's gonna be like 2 buildings and maybe a couple vehicles. That seems to be about the best way to do that because realistically, 2 vehicles and 2 buildings is about probably 6 to 8 hours worth of building. Especially, it depends on how detailed the vehicles are. Like the yellow one over there only took me like 30 minutes compared to the fire truck, which took 2 hours. So, kind of depends on which buildings I'm going to add. Another thing I'm going to add besides the residential and some of the town things, I do want to do I talked about it a little bit, a park ranger station. I think that would be really cool to have one of those out actually in the wilderness and have the park ranger station and have a helipad with maybe some sort of helicopter on it. Now I might need a little bit of help with the helicopter because I can sit there and probably fiddle with one for 8 hours and not come up with anything that's actually something that like really works that good. So we're gonna do that. Got plenty more Scrap Mechanic on the way, got us some other games on the way, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. And we will see you guys next time. Thank you.